guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha, and today we're going to be discussing books like we do every day. More specifically, we're going to be discussing what I'm going to claim as my romance era in 2022. We're going to be discussing best books, worst books, and the books in between, the books I'm looking forward to reading in 2023. So grab a drink, sit down, chill out with me. Let's talk. Okay, so before 2022, this is why I'm claiming this as my romance era, because before 2022, I never read maybe more than one or two romance books. I got most of my romance fics through like other categories, other genres. So this is the first time like I really experienced romance in its fullness. Okay, so this was I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you how many romance books I read. I did get a Kindle Unlimited subscription. Went through all of those. I read some rom-coms. I read some slow burn, some smutty romances, some fantasy romances, and today I'm going to discuss the best, the worst, and books I'm looking forward to next year. And we're just going to jump right into it. I think I'm going to start with the best, so that way we can go like up, low, up. We're going to end on a high note. So one of the best books that I read this year was All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. This was one of the first few books I read, which was really great. I definitely, coming from more of like a fantasy romance background, enjoy a good slow burn. And this was a very good slow burn to me. This book follows our main character who just had a really bad breakup. She goes back to her old town, her hometown, I guess, where her mother went missing when she was like 7 years old. When she gets there, she had rented out on Airbnb, and it ends up that the man who was renting out the Airbnb actually didn't mean to rent it out, and like we start the whole dynamic begins from there. One of the things that the main character wants to do while she's in this town is kind of like rediscover herself and kind of reconnect with her mom as much as she possibly can. And she knows that her mom liked to go on hikes, so she ends up going on a lot of hikes. Coincidentally, the man that she is not renting this Airbnb from is a park ranger. So you can imagine. This is more of like a sunshine, grumpy trope. This is, like I said, a slow burn romance. I loved it. I love the atmosphere of this book. I loved these characters. I think they were very realistic and very likable. And yeah, so this was definitely top tier romance for me personally. It was worth the 500 pages that it was. I did discover throughout this year that most romances are shorter. So when you invest in a romance that's 500 pages long, you really want it to be good, and I can tell you that this one was a very good one. This was so good. The next book that I have to talk about is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Like I said, this is where I started to read romance. So I was late to the Christina Lauren bandwagon. I know that they are a very popular author duo in romance. I don't even know how long their bibliography is. How many books they have written, but I know that is a significant amount. This one is actually one that came out in I think 2002, so it's about 20 years old. However, I picked it up this year and I loved it. I loved it so much. In fact, I listened to it on audiobook, and I think I need to go back and read it physically so I can annotate it. This is a friends to lovers romance. This is about a girl who her family had bought a summer home, a vacation home. Her mother unexpectedly dies, and it's just kind of like her battle with grief over that, with her father, being raised by a single father, all of those aspects to life. And then also her neighbor, Mr. Elliot, the fictional boy of my dreams. Her neighbor comes over, and they find a love for books together and literature together, and they come up with their own language, and they go through adolescence together. An event occurs, they separate, and they come back together as adults, as they can retrospectively discuss how they were as adolescents, and maybe rekindle a little bit of a flame, maybe get over. There's a little bit of a miscommunication trope in here. I think it's done very well and very tastefully. It definitely doesn't make me frustrated or angry. This miscommunication trope was justified, having had the event that they did. So highly recommend. Elliot is my man. He's my man. Alright, so 2 of the best books. let's now jump into two of the worst books. Buckle up. The Never King by, I forget, I think it's Nikki St. Crow. I could be wrong about that. I'll just put it here so that you guys can know. This is a Peter Pan retelling. This is a Peter Pan retelling with a reverse harem. Now when I say I deep dove into smutty romance in 2022, I deep dove. So yeah, Peter Pan retelling, reverse harem. No. If you can't tell from my best of 2022, I'm definitely a slow burn, friends to lovers. I need a lot of connection in between my characters. I need some serious angst. I need chemistry. And The Never King is not chemistry. The Never King is smut. It is purely almost erotica. Like, it is just, they just do what they do, which is weird because, like, if I'm gonna read erotica, then, like, let's just get to the point. But there's definitely a lot of dialogue in this book. So, I'm telling you guys way too much. But definitely a little dialogue in this book that I didn't really care for. The plot was lame, the dialogue was lame, and there was no chemistry when it came to the sexy scenes, so I'm going to give this a big old no. I'm going to give this a no. There are people out there that like it though, so that's your thing, that's your thing. Good for you. The next one, which actually I think is more of a surprise because this is a rom-com. This is a mainstream book. This is not some weird Kindle, I don't want to say weird, but like this is not some little sheltered Kindle Unlimited book that I just happened to find. This is The Hookup Plan by Ferrara Abrams? Ferrara Abrams, I think. I'm going to put it right here. Ferrara Abrams. I'm going to put it right here. I didn't like this one, and I think it comes with this, like, the same issues as I'm just like a slow burn girly. I'm a slow burn girly. This one was basically two old high school rivals meet up again at a reunion, and they get together. They get together finally. So there's a little bit of tension from like them being teenagers and having a little bit of supposed romantic tension, and then them now being adults and being able to act upon it. Basically, like, from the title, I'm not giving you any spoilers. This happens within the first 2 chapters. They hook up, and then it's like a progression of their hookups as they start to get more intimate with each other, like emotionally. And I love that idea. I absolutely love that idea because it was really well done as far as like their hookups get more descriptive as they become more emotionally intimate with each other. And that is a fabulous idea. I just love saying that out loud because that's like a slow burn that I could get onto, right? I could jump on that train. But I didn't like either of the characters, and I'm a character person. I have to have some sort of investment in the characters, and I just didn't. There's a lot of like telling about them and not a lot of showing. So you're like told that she's very smart. You're told that he's very smart. You're told that they are caring, and they do a lot of things, charity, stuff like that. But you never actually see it. So I'm like, wasn't invested in either one of the characters, which is kind of a bad one. I think that other people will really enjoy this though. So don't take my opinion. Read it yourself. I will not advise you to read The Never King though, unless you're really into it. People like it. I don't know. Leave Wendy and Peter Pan alone. We're going to get into books that I'm looking forward to in 2023. I'm officially an Emily Henry fangirl. Anything this woman writes, I will read. The People We Met on Vacation was one of my top books for 2021. It was one, like I said, I very rarely read romance, and that was definitely up there. And then Beach Read and Book Lovers this year got me too. It was very close from being one of the top 2. And the thing I love most about these books, to be honest with you, why I love Emily Henry's writing, is because she loves to turn things on its head. She loves to take those tropes that we as readers love, and Book Talk specifically, love to give recommendations of romance books based off their tropes. And Emily Henry does such a great job of taking those tropes and turning them on their head. So like, for example, Book Lovers is great about this. Book Lovers literally is like a parody, a satire about a woman going to like a small town from big city and falling in love with somebody and then wanting to live in that small town or be in that small town. Like I said, not a spoiler for Book Lovers because, like I said, she turns it on its head. It's a long journey there. It's a long journey there. It's an enjoyable journey. Emily Henry's quippiness, her ability to make her characters' chemistry just, mwah, I love it. Yeah, the main characters in Book Lovers were great. People We Meet on Vacation was a friends to lovers romance, and like I said, that's where I live apparently. Beach Read was great as well. So I'm very much looking forward. I'm getting to the point. Very much looking forward to Happy Place by Emily Henry. So apparently this book is about fake dating, but like I said, we gotta do a twist. It's fake dating, but these people have already dated. So they're in a relationship, friends, families, love them, absolutely love them. Something occurs, they break up, but they can't really tell their friends and family because that would be you would be required to tell them why you broke up, and apparently they don't want to say why they broke up. It's an event that occurred that they don't really want to discuss. So they have to fake date. So they're fake dating for at least, I think even the synopsis, it says 6 months. And maybe they rekindle the relationship, maybe they move past why they broke up in the first place, who knows, we're gonna find out. But I'm super excited about it, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I'm probably gonna buy everything Emily Henry ever writes. But that's it, babe. That's it. That's it. That was my 2022 as far as romance goes. If you want to know more about like the Kindle books and some of the other romances I read, I'll put a link down below. I do have one video. It is semi out of focus because, like, if I remember correctly, I filmed it in my car and it was cold hot. I don't know. It was foggy. But I'll link it down below if you want more opinions on some romances that I read this year. Other than that, comment down below what your favorite romance was for this year. Comment down below your favorite trope. I know enemies to lovers is a big deal. That's fine by me, which by the way, Book Lovers is also like enemies to lovers. I'm apparently more of a slow burn friends to lovers. And then like the video if you want to see more of me reading romance books and telling you about them, we can do that. And also subscribe because I have a lot of content coming out this year as far as like me reading classics and everything else. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hopefully.